Is selling insurance a good career? Well, obviously the short answer is it depends, but you're not here to hear that answer. You're here to listen to my perspective. Now, I've been in the insurance industry for almost a decade now, actually, and all that time, I was selling at least a little bit. My first year, I was mostly doing customer service work, but after that, and even part of that first year, I was selling some products. So my entire time being in the insurance industry, I was always selling products, whether that be life insurance, Medicare plans, individual and family health insurance plans, even group benefits for small and large businesses. So I've been in the industry for a while, and I'm here today to share my perspective on whether or not I think it is a worthwhile career. And actually, let me take a step back and say I'm just coming at it from the health insurance and employee benefits and Medicare perspective, because I've never done anything with home, auto, business insurance, like property and casualty insurance, or financial advising. So in this video, I'm speaking specifically on health insurance, Medicare, and employee benefits, and even life insurance a little bit. Now, there are going to be two different sides that I am going to speak on. The first being enjoyment and fulfillment, and the second being financial. Of course, both play a factor in any decision for thinking about a job or a career that you want to get into, and we'll talk about both sides of the coin. So the first side being enjoyment or fulfillment, right? I think that the money side that we'll talk about in a little bit definitely comes secondary. You can make a lot of money and still be very unhappy or be in a position that you can't sleep well at night due to being put in some difficult circumstances. So I definitely think that the enjoyment and fulfillment side, when you're considering any job, comes first. That's the top of the totem pole, if you will. And I really love selling insurance, actually. I know it sounds crazy. It's a special type of crazy person who enjoys doing insurance, because it's absolutely a very boring and dry subject. I'm not going to sugarcoat that or lie to you here. But in terms of if you want to enter a career where you actually get to help people in a tangible way, in a very necessary and important way, with something that everybody needs, you know, we all need health insurance, then I think it can be a very fulfilling career. So I look at what I do every day in a couple different lenses. I look at myself as a teacher first and foremost. Really, at the end of the day, I'm out here educating people on a very important subject and product, being insurance, of course, and helping them understand a very complex issue. So I'm a teacher. I'm also a puzzle solver, because going right along with that, everyone's needs and situation is completely different. Not just budget-wise, but also health-wise, provider-wise. You know, everyone takes different prescriptions or sees a myriad of different doctors sometimes. And so I look at every case that I come up against as kind of a very complex puzzle, trying to listen, you know, ask a lot of questions and understand my clients' and prospects' needs, and then figuring out that complex puzzle, putting the budget pieces together with the different types of doctors that they need to see, along with checking the formulary on every plan to make sure their prescriptions are covered correct, and then coming back to them ultimately with, you know, a few different options. So I'm a teacher, I'm a puzzle solver, and at the end of the day, I'm a friend. Truthfully, over the years that I've been doing this, I've had many clients cry to me for many reasons, you know, saving them a lot of money throughout the year, or even just being an ear to listen, honestly. I've spoken to, at this point, many families who I've actually lost some clients, right? And the daughter or the son is calling me saying, "Hey, Colin, you know, you've never met me before, but you actually took care of my father's Medicare for several years, and I hate to say it, but he's passed, and so I need to get in touch with you to help finalize everything and get everything wrapped up." So I'm a teacher, I'm a puzzle solver, and I also, at the end of the day, am a therapist, for lack of a better word, but just I very much enjoy talking to people and building relationships with people, with all my clients. And one point on that before I transition to the money side of the career for insurance, I think it's important to realize that if you are going to sell insurance, in my opinion, you have to be a broker. I know that's going to make a lot of people mad, probably some of my referral partners mad even, but I truly believe that I don't want to be in the industry and handcuff myself, whereas I don't have every tool in the tool belt to help a client. You know, if they come to me, I want to be able to shop around every single company and every single plan at those companies to make sure that I can find genuinely the best insurance plan for my customers out of the entire market. I don't want to pigeonhole myself or be handcuffed to be a captive agent and sell only one company's plans. That's just not how health insurance is meant to be, or Medicare or employee benefits. I think that to truly service your clients, you definitely need all the tools in your tool belt. You need to be able to be a broker and have access to all the insurance companies available to your clients and prospects. Now, again, just speaking on the health and life insurance side of things here and employee benefits and Medicare space, from my understanding, it's a little bit different on the home and auto side. So again, I'm coming at this from a health insurance broker perspective. And now, of course, if you're talking about whether or not insurance is a good career, if it satisfies all that, if you're the special type of crazy like me, the same kind of crazy, and you think that sounds enjoying, well, is it worth it financially? You know, you hear talks or maybe see some things online about insurance companies not paying commissions to agents anymore, and lowering commissions, or plans exiting the market, so then agents aren't getting paid. In my opinion, we're just kind of in a weird volatile time based on politics, because of course politics play a huge factor in the health insurance and Medicare space. But at the end of the day, is insurance a financially viable career? Absolutely, without a doubt. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be making the amount of money that I am making at my age and this stage in life. Even, you know, about 8 years in now at this point, it's a very fruitful career. So you get to help people in a major way while still earning an amazing income while doing so. There's been studies, of course, that many insurance agents don't make it past year one, something like 90%. And then those that do make it past year one, another 90% fall off before the 5-year mark. And so those that really stick it out are in it for the long haul, because the great thing about insurance, at least my industry with health insurance and Medicare, you're building a passive income, you're building residuals, meaning a plan that I signed somebody up for literally 6 years ago, I'm still getting paid on it today. Even if I don't talk to that client, as long as they keep that plan, I'm still having money come in every single month, whether or not I'm talking to them. Now, it's not a true passive income. It's not a set it and totally forget it, because you still have to, well, you should be doing an annual review with all your customers every year. So it's not completely passive, but there are definitely months that I go without talking to the majority of my clients, and I'm still getting paid on their policies that they signed up for through me. So what kind of numbers are we talking? Obviously, I'm not going to get into any specifics, but as I expand my agency and begin to take on more and more agents, I tell all those agents that during the first year, you're not going to be making much money, truthfully, because it takes a while to build up your book of business, to make the connections, to build those referral partners, and to obviously build up that passive income, those residuals, right? But the first year, I expect my new agents to make anywhere between about $25,000 to $40,000, depending on if they're completely full-time, you know, if they have any prior experience in the industry, how long they're willing to work, if they have family or other responsibilities, things like that. But then definitely, again, with the insurance industry, the crazy part about the income side is everything builds on top of each other. It's basically stepping stones, right? And so if you make $25,000 the first year, then if all those clients stay with you, you're automatically making $25,000 the next year on all those residuals. And so if you go out and you sign the same amount of people up the next year, you're getting your $25,000 residuals from your first year clients, but then also an additional $25,000 for the current year. So now year number 2, you're making $50,000. And then, of course, by that time, you should have a lot of referral partners going on, and you should have your current clients sending you more of their friends and family. And so it really just compounds. So truthfully, at the end of year 4, I tell all my agents that you should be making at least $100,000 in the health insurance industry. So in terms of the income opportunity with insurance, this will be the last thing I'm going to say on that note. Someone at a recent insurance conference, actually, we were just having a conversation, and he explained our industry like this to me. He sat me aside and he said, you know, tell me another industry that in terms of formal education, all it takes is about $500, and you can make millions of dollars. You can make more money than a doctor. You can make more money than an accountant, than a lawyer. And the only formal training that you need in terms of like state licensing, you know, you don't have to have a college degree. All you have to do is have your insurance license, and you can actually make millions of dollars. And that to me is mind-blowing, the way that he explained it. And it is very true. So to wrap things up, is being an insurance agent a good career? Absolutely, in my opinion. Of course, I'm biased being in the industry, but if what I've said in this video resonates and you think it sounds like a good fit, reach out. We're always looking to bring on new agents. And if you like content like this, of course, hit the like button, hit subscribe, follow me on your favorite social media platforms, and stay tuned for more content. Thanks for watching.